I'm not gonna lie, it looked like World War III started on my face. You spin me right round, baby, right round. You can't really turn me into any more of a ghost because look at how white I am. These shorts have such a sharp label, it literally feels like there's a cactus in my back. Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be filming a bit more of a serious video. I'm going to sit down and open up about my acne problem. Stick around till the end of the video and I will reveal some of my tips and tricks and top products for dealing with acne. Let's get into it. Okay, so basically my acne problem started around the age of 11, which is really quite young. I was kind of the only one in my class that had like really bad acne, and it was all around my forehead area. It was not anywhere else, which was so strange. And I remember one day it getting so bad, I went to my mum and I said, I think I want to book a doctor's appointment, like this is really beginning to get me down. So off we went to the doctor's and he prescribed me with this strange looking clear solution. And it did clear up my spots. They were only small little whitehead ones and they were just literally on my forehead area. I began vigorously applying that to my forehead area on top of where the problem was. And after about a month, maybe a month and a half, it did begin to clear up, which was amazing. And then I was blessed with the clear skin again that I once had. And then I basically had the teenage spots that everybody kind of gets. I had that for a few years, and then by the time I reached 13, 14, my spots got really bad, like really bad. I'm gonna insert a picture that I took of my skin at about 14. I'm not gonna lie, it looked like World War III started on my face. 14 years old, as most of you would know, is an age where you're really going through a lot of changes and your exams are coming up and you're quite stressed out about school and things like that. And the last thing you need is for your face to look like that. It's such a difficult thing to take on board with yourself, especially during a time where your body confidence isn't as high as it should be. I really struggled with the way that I looked in the mirror underneath makeup. So I remember I began getting into concealer and foundation, and then it just progressively kept getting worse. I tried literally every product there was on the market, from drugstore, the high end, literally moisturisers, toners, facial washes, exfoliants, you name it, I probably tried it. But I just couldn't find anything that would work for my skin, and this just didn't make any sense, as I would find YouTube video after YouTube video of people putting on these products and their skin just being so clear after a while, and I just couldn't understand why mine didn't do that. And then one day I stumbled across Flossie's video, which was where she opened up about her PCOS. And she described a few symptoms that I was actually having, which dawned on me that I possibly could have it too. So again, I made a doctor's appointment and I went to get tested for it. So they performed the blood test and the scan to see if you have it, and the result came back that I did have it. If it wasn't for her video, I literally would not know that I had it, and I probably wouldn't have even come across it during research or anything, so I'm really grateful I stumbled across that video. Now, this began to make sense why my skin just wouldn't clear up. If you don't know, PCOS basically affects your hormones as well as your ovaries, so it's very inconsistent and it will fluctuate quite a bit, and usually, but not in all cases, there is a rise in testosterone, which basically means that you are more prone to more hair growth or thicker hairs growing, spots getting worse, and irregular periods. These were all symptoms that I was experiencing. At this point I was 16 and I was beginning college, and I met some lovely new friends. At this point I learned to accept the way my skin looked. So after being diagnosed, I was put on the contraceptive pill, which tends to regulate your hormones a lot more. And at this point my skin just didn't seem to clear up at first, obviously because it takes a while to get into your system. And then it did slowly begin to clear up, but again there'd be flare-ups every now and then and it would just be a living nightmare. I've been consistently taking the pill for quite a while now, and my skin has cleared up significantly, and this is also through the use of the correct products. So obviously when you're first figuring out how to utilise your skin and the way that it works, it's always really hard to find out what's going to work for you, as there are so many different ways to do this and it's different for every person. But I think now I'm at a point where I can finally say that my skin is looking much more decent. It's really just the acne scars, and when I do pop up with 1 or 2 spots, then I just leave them alone. I don't pick them, I don't do anything to them, I let them be, I just let it stay like that. And I think that is really, really important to not spread the infection. I know there's a lot of debates about, is it better to pop them, is it better not to, but I prefer not to. I just want this to be a message to anyone out there who's also struggling with it for whatever reason, is that it doesn't define you and you're still beautiful. Even if you have spots everywhere or you have no spots, whatever you look like, you're still beautiful inside and out, and don't let it define who you are. Okay, so now on to the products that I do use. I tend to use most of them at night, some in the morning, but I will explain as I go along. Oh, every bloody time. Stay. You feel me right round, baby, right round. Coronavirus! First step in my routine is to use some kind of makeup remover. Now, something that doesn't break me out and is literally my holy grail, is probably the one product I would recommend out of all of these if I was to recommend one. It is this beauty. Oh, it's so pretty. And it comes with this magnetic spoon on the top as well, which is so handy. As you can see, I've used a fair bit, and this is my second one as well. I literally used the whole one before that. It's literally like butter, but it melts into an oil and it literally gets rid of all of the makeup. You can use it on your eyes, on your face, on your lips, literally everywhere. Now, I've tended to stray away from oil-based products or products that turn into oils because I feel like it does tend to clog up my pores, but this is the only one that I found that doesn't. And the funniest part about it is when you have it on your face, so say you've just applied it all and all your makeup is now off and it's like turned into this sort of buttery mess on your face, all you do is you literally just put water on it and it acts as a cleanser. It turns straight to milk and it just goes down the sink fine, and you're literally left with like a very smooth, lovely moisturised face. So you could just use that as a singular cleanser without any others, but I always tend to do a double cleanse because I just feel like for my skin that really, really helps to strip away all the bacteria. So for me, cleansers don't tend to irritate my skin that bad. I was using the Drunk Elephant one, I'll put a picture in here, and then I thought I'd try and find maybe a cheaper alternative, which I did do because I was literally just in Superdrug and I was like, I need a cleanser, I'm just going to pick one up and see what happens. So I have been using this and I'm running so low. I've ordered another one, and this is the cleansing cream wash. This is the dry and sensitive skin version, which is more tailored to my skin. As I have mentioned before, I have got dry skin. It's such an affordable cleanser and I recommend it if you're just standing there at Superdrug and you need one like me. The next step is a serum, and this is my favourite one so far. It looks like I'm sponsored, but I'm not. I wish I was. It's got AHA and BHA in it, which can be a little bit irritating to skin, but for some reason with my experience, I have never been irritated by it. I don't know if it's the way that it's utilised in the product or it's just my skin doesn't feel sensitive to that kind of thing. Now, I always do recommend to wash this off in the morning because it can be a little bit too intense for some skin types, but overnight is such a perfect way of doing it, and that's what I do personally. I've mentioned this product before in my last video, and the serum and this oil is a really, really good combination. The final step in my night routine is the Badescu drying lotion. Now, I just pop this on active spots, so it's basically before the spot has gone down and it's still got a bump on it, or when it still has a head on it. Yeah, so I'll just grab one of these and I'll use one of the ends to dip into the pink powder at the bottom. You don't mix them together, which is such a funny concept. You just immediately want to because all the pink stuff's at the bottom. You just literally want to mix it with the liquid, but you're not meant to do that. You're meant to dip it through the liquid to the pink stuff at the bottom and then lift it back out and then pop that onto the active spots that you have. Yeah, so I always do that last and I leave that on overnight, and this just really helps to dry up the spot and to make sure that it goes away quicker than it would do usually. Okay, so I'm out of focus again. Okay, so the final products I'm going to be talking about are just ones that I do use every now and then. They're not ones that I use every single day exclusively. So this is the moisturiser I will use under makeup. It's just a very light, natural moisturiser. It's nice that it's not too heavy, it's very nice for the summer, and it's perfect for under makeup and under primers because it's not too thick. This is an SPF sun cream for your face. This is another one of those tricky products that if you get them wrong, then they can break you out because they're so heavy. Yeah, I do recommend this brand. Yeah, it's pretty much just the SPF. It doesn't have any like perfume in it or anything, and it doesn't turn you into a ghost either. I mean, you can't really turn me into any more of a ghost because look at how white I am. that's pretty much all the products that I do use. I'm really currently happy with my skin routine. Some of the products are quite pricey, but I do feel like because they are high-end products, you can afford to use less of them. They do end up lasting longer, and longevity is one of those things that is really, really important, especially with skincare, and I do feel like you're paying for quality. Do let me know in the comments below your experiences. I do believe that it is quite important to stay real online because it is so easy to get caught up in showing everybody the best parts of your life, but I do believe everybody should show their real self as well, because what's not to love? So that is the end of the video. I really, really hope you've enjoyed. If you have, give it a huge thumbs up and subscribe to my channel to see more from me, and turn on the notification bell to be notified every time I upload. Thank you for watching. Have a good day. Bye.